Good evening and welcome on in to the evening edition of From Day One. Auditor substance are waiting in the background. We'll have them in just a moment. But first, a couple things we have to get taken care of real quickly before the dawning of the new age of Aquarius Day of Dominion. Starting with the cross-server tournament of the elements. Then we'll be quickly jumping over to what is left of Day 1 at Miro. So there is Stage 2. Onward and upward to Stage 3. While we're doing that, I'm working on getting our first Auditor Substance clip of the evening queued up. It's one of those moments when you weren't realizing the time, you look down at the clock and you're like, oh, shoot. You've got to get things moving. And that's the kind of situation that we are in. I looked down at the clock and I was like, oh, crapola. Alrighty, so we'll do that. Head to the skull. And we have 3 chests in the adventure. Oh, perfect. I do have an adventure. So we can definitely get that completed. Sweet miracle of happiness. Oh, sorry about that. And while we're at it, our first clip of the evening will be a more sovereign citizen with their craziness rules of what they supposedly do and don't have to do while trying to drive, or as they like to refer to it, as traveling.
Good morning.
How you doing, brother?
Mr. Elvin, Metropolitan Police Department, First District.
All right.
What I stopped you was you made an improper U-turn on
U-turn. I be seeing them do the same thing. Even y'all do the same thing, Brian.
Well, that's why we're out here to educate. Absolutely.
Okay.
So what kind of driver's license? Right?
Well, I don't drive. I'm a national Moor. This is my nationality papers. I have, and you're being recorded as we both are being recorded for both our safety.
Sure. No, please
I don't use driver's license because it's a fraudulent instrument. I'm a national Moor. I'm a sheep.
Did he just say sheep or sheep?
I come out here to work the land. I just got a little bit of metal out here. I'm just going to the scrapyard. I say again, I did a U-turn. I did U-turn. I apologize about that. Please forgive me. But this is my wife's car.
Okay.
But I am Supreme L.
Oh, well, if you were Supreme L.
Yeah, not normal L.
I'm not sure if that comes with extra condiments or
I think it comes with a large drink and maybe a shake.
Just out here working the land. I apologize about the U-turn. I do it all the time. Even the park police do it. I followed him 1 or 2 times.
Okay.
And I actually got him recorded doing that one time. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying I do admit that I did do that, and I apologize about it. I'm just trying to go to work on the land, bro.
Okay. Do you have any driver's license?
I don't drive. I travel. A driver license is a fraudulent instrument, so I use my papers, my national papers, to freely move across the land.
Wonderful. If you sit tight, I'll be back.
I sure will, bro. Yes, sir.
That's right, Supreme L. You sit tight. He's gonna go back in the car and call his friends and call his co-workers and have a good laugh. And then we'll see what happens.
Now, I'm here working the land. As you can see, both officers are back there. It was 2 officers.
No, Supreme Idiot. We don't know. Because you only recorded the audio. We don't have any video whatsoever.
Yes, I got pulled over because they said I did a U-turn. And he's asked me for a driver's license and registration. It's registered in my wife's name. And I say I'm a national Moor. And they pulled me over because they said I did a U-turn. He asked me for a driver's license and registration, which I don't use because that is a fraudulent instrument. I have my paperwork back there. And it seemed like another officer is coming around, but I guess not. I guess he went on. And when he come back to the car, I need to ask him for his charter and bond. Because they're hindering me in my mode of travel.
Well, that's because you did the illegal U-turn. You just admitted to that. You remember?
And he said I did a U-turn, but like I said again, I did a U-turn. But that is, I see them do that all the time. Even the park police, I have a recording of the park police on there. And they sat right there and they were watching. They sat right there and they were watching. And they're hindering me in my mode of travel.
No, they're not hindering anything except maybe your ego, Mr. Supreme, huh?
Now they're coming back to the car. One is on one side and the other is on the other side, and they're coming back to the car. And he's going on one side and the other one is on this side.
So I have to give you 2 options. One is you can park the car and you could come get it. You're very close to the scrapyard.
Can I at least get down there to take the stuff out to get that? I need to feed my babies, bro.
I respect 120%. And you know what? They even have parking over there.
Okay.
So what we can do is we can park the car over there.
Okay.
And then you can ask someone to come get it.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's if you do continue to drive.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm not driving. I travel, but I still have those language you gotta get. You're a good brother. I appreciate you. While he's on phone, Officer S.A. Element and badge number 4642. He's treated me with respect, so I gotta give that. So if I do, thank you, sir.
Everything you gave me has been returned.
Okay.
And I'd love to see you, get your scrap into the yard. And they do have parking over there.
Okay.
So okay. And if you could have someone come.
All right. Well, I'm at the. Can I? You allow me to travel over there, at least park it and get my stuff up?
Absolutely.
My man, you're a good brother. You're a good brother, man.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you decide go over there, just be careful with the one-way streets here.
Okay. What I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go through the yard and come out on the other side and park right there, right across. Absolutely. Thank you, brother. You're a good man. God bless you, brother.
Likewise.
You see what happens when you cooperate with the police? They'll actually give you a break. But let's see what happens on the next time you do it.
Sheriff down here gonna get the chief. You gonna get a who? You gonna get a who?
A tow truck down here.
A tow truck? And you gonna steal my car? Oh wow, okay.
Hey, it's our buddy Supreme Burrito L.
Hey, who your name is? Your name is who? Who?
Stonky, you can film it all. I don't care.
Oh yeah, I am, bro.
Yeah.
I know you don't care. It seems like y'all don't care. That's not your job, is to harass us. I am a national Moor. I am not competent. That's not a real thing?
Did he just say he's not competent?
I'm not competent. That's not a real thing?
Yes, he said he's not competent.
I'm a breathing person. That's not real? You're breathing. That's not real. You have a nationality. Don't you have a nationality? What's your nationality? What's your nationality? You American? No, you're not American because American is any of a dark. I am not Mr. Weeks. I represent. Do we have business? Do we have business together? Okay.
Nope, no business at all. They're just towing your car because you pulled the Moorish nationality card. Good on you.
Yeah, you want to tow my car? I want to get you for stealing my car. That's theft. And also harassment. And also illegal search and seizure of my car. Since your man said there's no jurisdiction here. He stopped me from what, bro? What he stopped me for? A tail light that's out? That's not even an offense, man. That's not even on record. Can you show me somewhere on record that you can't ride without a tail light?
Okay, look under the motor vehicle code in your state, and you will find it. It's a traffic infraction, and you pull the nationality bull, and they will tow you. All right, we've had enough fun with Mr. L.
Yes, we had, but we haven't had enough fun with you, my friend. Stay with us. As you like to say, Wanishi, let's continue on with some more morons who try to be Moorish.
I know, I'm just recording. Hey, can I get your badge number, sir? Sir, just. Can I get your... I'll stay right here. What, can I get your badge number, sir? No. Said 1235? Yeah. For the record? Alright. Don't worry, man. I gotta find it. Man, for your reason for stopping us, sir? No, sir. I need the reason. Shut up, Bert. Okay. Get your insurance? Yeah, you gotta give us a reason for stopping us, bro. There ain't no reason for stopping us. It still got to be a reason. I'm recording, bro. Can I get sir, can I get your reason for stopping us?
Yes, you were an idiot.
But I'm still recording. For the record. I want to know the reason for stopping us. For the record. What's the reason? The reason why I stopped you because you still to maintain your lane. No, that's not true. Sir, you got your lights on, sir? Have a crime been committed? It's the same insurance as these right here. I gotta find it, but I got insurance. Everything's good in this car. Yeah. I live right here. I'm good. Yeah. I'm at home. Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about that. I'm at home. I want to say I'm at home. So you got your lights on? Shut up. No, don't worry about that, man. I'm asking him a question. This is legal. This is legal. This is legal matter. I'm talking legalese now. I'm talking jurisprudence. So you got your lights on back there? Has a crime been committed?
Yes, you're an idiot.
Or do you suspect us of a crime?
Yes, you're an idiot. Both are crimes. Stop doing crimes. Sorry, guys.
Sir, what did I do? What did I do?
You committed a dub. Stop committing dubs, as Ranchico would say.
What? Obstruction. Why are you detaining me?
Because you're dumb. And committing crimes. But dumb.
Sir, why are you detaining me?
You're hanging out with some sin idiot.
Sir, I'm obstruction. What am I operating? I want more.
You're a moron? Okay, we do that.
Alright, so it didn't work so well for them.
No.
But how about this next guy? It's gotta work for the next guy.
Really?
I went to the Walmart at White Oaks Mall, 1105 Wellington Street, in the Corporation of London, Ontario. I took my purchase to the till and gave the cashier my
So in other words, you went to a Canadian Walmart.
nationality card. She said she'd never seen a status card like mine before.
Hold up. She's never seen a status card like yours? I'm sorry. Moorish National is not a status card.
I said, the band number is 222141. The number will register. She calls the manager. I tell the manager the same thing. If you run the number on the register, it will verify my claim to tax exemption.
No.
Hold up, young man. CMA is no longer in the Library of Congress. You are not tax exempt.
She calls the supervisor, or whoever is above her from the back of the store. He comes, reads my nationality card front and back, and while he's reading, I say again, if you just run the number, it will clarify any discrepancy. Then he says, you are not a citizen. I said, no, Moroccan national. He said, I cannot accept this because you are not a citizen. Sorry, and storms off.
Well, that sounds like a problem. Maybe you should rethink that before trying your phony cards.
Right, monsieur. How you doing, sir? Who am I dealing with, please? I didn't hear you. Thank you. How you doing? And Imani Fogo L.
And now we got a moron who's trying to, Moorish moron, who's trying to get in to looks like some Caribbean country. Let me guess, he's going to try to use this card too?
This is my nationality card. I'm a Moorish American national.
Oh, fuck yes he is.
I am Imani Kifensi Fogo L. I'm a Moorish American national. This is my nationality card. Immigration form? Well, you see, I'm not an immigrant. All I need to show is this right here. I'm not an immigrant. This is all I need to show right here. I'm a national. I'm a Moorish American national.
And you think he's gonna know what a Moorish American national is? You're in Antigua. You're not... Oh, what did I teach you people?
That's all I'm required to show. But that's an immigrant form. I'm not an immigrant. I'm a national.
Yes, nationals must fill form as well.
No. I'm protected by rights of indigenous people. I'm indigenous to this land. See, what you need is a... If I fill that out, I give up my status as sovereign. This is all I need. No, well,
Good luck with that.
you need to take this to your supervisor. I need you to say if you're not going to take this card or not. That's what I need. Right. But I'm not an immigrant. Why do I need an immigration form if I'm not an immigrant? Okay. I traveled to North America, right? I'm back in South America. This is South America. I did not go overseas. Yeah. I did not go overseas. I stayed on the American continent. If you read this card tells you that I am a national of the American continent. I am not a foreigner. This is my land. If I'm going from my bathroom to my kitchen, why do I need permission from the continent? The continent. Antigua is sitting on South America.
No, Antigua is not sitting on South America.
Antigua has nothing to do with the dirt. Yes.
Antigua is in the Caribbean. Central America.
All I want to hear is if you're going to accept the card or not. Good afternoon. Who am I dealing with, please? What's your first name? Okay, thank you.
All right.
Yes.
Officer said to me that you have presented just an ID.
A nationality card. A nationality card.
All right. And your passport, do you have that with you?
I don't need to show passport once I show this. It's a nationality
I'm not
card.
asking you if you know whether you need to show it or not. I'm asking if you have a passport in your possession.
Okay, I have a question to you. I was going to ask you a question. You ask me a
I
question.
would really appreciate
If you shut the fuck up and give me my stuff I asked you for.
Oh, bear with me just a little bit, right?
Do you have a passport?
I just want to know, are you going to accept this or not? Yes.
I just need to know if you have a passport.
With this, I do not need it. I just want to know if you're going to accept this or not, then we can move on. Yes, ma'am. I need to know if you're going to accept that. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, come with me, because we're going to taser your ass. We don't play those kind of games in Antigua.
Yes, ma'am. How you doing, sir?
How do you do?
I'm doing fantastic and amazing, sir. Just trying
Nice to see you again.
All right.
What do you call it?
I just trying to exercise my rights.
Shut up, I'm listening to the nice lady.
So wait, wait. I just want to. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So okay. So I just want to know if you're gonna accept that or not.
No, we don't have to do.
No, you're an idiot.
Yeah, they're not gonna accept your Moorish American nationality card. You think they would? You're in a different country, pal. And you're not a Moorish American. You're not Moorish. You're not from Morocco. You're an American. And
I think you got some more. You got a Freeman instead of a Moore? Yeah, we can have some fun with a free fucker on the land.
Government issued photo ID, please.
Yeah, that's a warrant card, sir, as you can see.
Leon Bennett, Constable, what's your number, please?
94. It's on the
94.
On the bottom there. Also, a Bedfordshire warrant card as well. There's two of them.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
This is for you.
Before you do that...
I'm sorry. Before we get into this, this is for you.
Could you listen to what I'm saying, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we stopped you, you're driving a motor vehicle on a road. Okay, stop there. Just let me finish. Could you produce to me your licence, please? Your driving licence, MOT, and certificate of insurance, please?
Before? This is for you.
I'll ask you a question.
I know, before you ask the question, I've asked you, this is for you. This is for you.
Could you answer my
I shall, as soon as you have a look at this.
Could you answer my question?
As soon as you have a look at this.
It's your duty to produce to me your licence.
I'm afraid it's not. After you look at this, you'll see
you're
why.
in the UK, yes it is.
You'll see why, sir.
I'd like your licence, please.
Sir, you will see why.
What are you producing to me then?
This is documentation.
Do you have any
You've been
identity?
served.
Do you have any identity?
No, he was not. Oh, an idiot goes in and puts a capture on the screen. Constable served with lawful documentation. No, he was not.
Is the case on you at all?
I don't have any identification.
Nothing at all?
Not at all. You've been served. You've been served.
Say what?
Thank you, Stewie.
Your vehicle, sir.
Yes, it's not a vehicle, and this is my property.
Sir, could you just put down the window a little bit so I can't hear what you're saying?
This is my property, sir.
Could you just put that down a little bit?
No, not at all.
Others, I'm an idiot.
This is my property.
The idiot now puts a caption on. Constable noted the car is private property. No shit, it's private property. What? It's owned by everyone in the, Hampshire?
Private property.
Yeah, that's fine. I appreciate that.
Okay, so...
It accepts it. Yeah, well, again, you're not winning anything there.
No trespassing.
It's been very lucky for me.
Trespassing?
On private property.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I like that. The constable laughs like, okay, you're an idiot. It's like, oh, okay, you're an
Hop in
idiot.
the car and read this. Give us a second,
Okay,
all right?
of course.
Yeah, I gotta go laugh at you, so I'll be back.
Later.
Hey, Paul, it's Dave.
Who? Dave?
It's Dave. And there may be some delay because I've just been stopped by the cops.
Because you're an idiot.
Yes, they are. So I'll try and fill you in later on, and hopefully I'll be there. But this might get messy because the guy's pretty belligerent.
Dave's not here.
All right. Bye. Unfortunately, I'm not a driver of a motor vehicle.
What's this then?
This is my private automobile.
Would which is a motor vehicle.
If you no, actually, it isn't by definition. If there's a notice up here for you as well.
Well, Mercedes make motor vehicles. This would be classified as a motor vehicle. It's a mechanically propelled vehicle, isn't it?
It's a mechanically propelled vehicle adapted or intended for use on a road. That's the definition of.
Sorry, you would also know that the Road Traffic Act covers them as well.
Excuse me. That is the definition of a motor vehicle, okay?
Mechanically propelled vehicle, yeah.
Indeed, okay. The definition of a vehicle, which is in the two words there, isn't defined in the Road Traffic Act.
What mechanically propelled vehicle is, though, isn't it?
Excuse me. Motor vehicle, 2 words, okay?
And mechanically propelled vehicle also covered by.
Can you let me finish? I'll let you finish, okay?
Yeah, go ahead, be an idiot, sir.
A vehicle is defined as a commercial device for transporting passengers or goods, okay? Legally defined.
Yeah, the look on that officer's face says it all, pretty much. He's not buying into this BS either.
By the way, definition of motor vehicle as set out by the Road Traffic Act of 1986 is any mechanically propelled vehicle intended or adapted for use on roads. That is the UK law verbatim. You're an idiot.
I have contacted the DVLA, the Secretary of State for Transport, the Attorney General.
You don't have Attorney General, you're in UK, you idiot.
Police officers.
Only for the Metropolitan, wasn't it?
No. Oh, that's Metropolitan. I've also since contacted the Chief Police Officer, Sir Hugh Ord, of the Association of Chief Police Officers. So, essentially, that information.
Obviously, I can say.
I've received agreement.
Obviously, you're a moron.
Obviously, we don't come across this sort of thing every day.
I know, I do understand.
Yeah, so appreciate.
Yeah, we understand you're an idiot, sir.
What is it you've actually given me here?
This is notification which has been sent to all the relevant departments.
You've got a list in there,
yeah. That I'm exercising my right to travel. Upon the public roads.
Okay. Upon being stupid.
It's a right that hasn't been taken away from us. Okay. Yeah. We only agree to waive it.
When you say we, what do you mean?
Everybody.
Everybody, right? Okay, yeah.
We've agreed to waive that right. By getting a driving license.
Okay.
Yeah. And accepting the title of driver. Which is a commercial activity. I'm not acting in commerce unless you've got proof.
No, I'm not saying you are. I'm actually not saying you are.
Unless you, and I've got nothing against you.
I know you haven't.
As a police officer, doing your job.
I see you've obviously got something that you've put across here. Obviously, I don't know what that is. That's why I'm trying to find out.
I do understand. I'm not trying to be difficult.
I know you're not.
Yes, you are.
And the thing is, until
have you been stopped before with it?
I have been stopped. I have not since I deregistered the car.
So I'm lucky enough to the first one.
You are. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've informed everybody of what I intended to do, asking for objections. Not received a single one. Not a single one. I've let the DVLA know what my new insignia is. They've been informed. Okay.
So is that one you just sort of put on it, or?
This is my insignia. Okay. This is now a privately owned motor vehicle.
It is incompetent, irrelevant, and immaterial. Or something.
I'm not a motor vehicle. A conveyance. There's a lack of terminology in the English language for this, but this is a privately owned automobile. Okay? All these are publicly owned motor vehicles. There is a difference. I'm not a driver. I'm travelling.
No, you're a moron. Hey, that's enough of that.
Okay.
You don't need to get copyright striked.
In order to travel, I do not need documentation. I've rescinded my driving license.
So where did you get your sort of? Because obviously we're dealing this as a car.
I know you do, and I'm not. Again, I'm not having a go at you. You, as police officers, you're not taught this because police constables, which is what you actually are there only to preserve the peace and protect the citizens. But in your role as a police officer, You're little more than tax collectors. I'm not, again, not having a go. Yeah, no, I understand.
Right, but well, let's we're going to find out where we stand and go from there. Do you have any ID to prove that's you?
I don't need some. This is me.
Right, okay.
I don't need any. And I do have to draw your attention to this notice. This notice here.
All right, okay.
Notice says that the individual you're talking to is a fucking moron.
On the side, you can. This is. You can.
I don't think my government will tell me.
Well, you know what? It's just exerting your rights in the same way as these other companies do to you.
Let's go have a quick look at that. We'll try and be as quick as we can, all right?
Absolutely. Okay, here we go. Another police car has arrived, and he's trying to sort of hem me in as if I'm going to escape.
We don't know that.
So, it looks like a more senior police officer arrived.
He's just pulling off the road.
In the void.
Yep, sure.
Okay, we've had a check of that.
Mm-hmm.
From what we're being told, we have to adhere to the road traffic acts and whatnot. So just let me finish.
Okay.
I appreciate you've got what you've got to say, all right? So give me a second. I have to point out the offences that we suspect at the minute. There's no insurance shown as being held. Failing to exhibit the registration mark for the vehicle, which is originally, I think, was on 4 plate. Obviously no tax. Okay, and there's no MOT shown as expired. All right? I appreciate, let me just finish what I've got to say, because I appreciate you're going to have a reply to it. I have to caution you, okay, time now is 4:06. Just let me finish.
Are you arresting me then?
No, I'm not arresting you.
Okay.
I'll explain after where I'm going, alright? Not to say anything that may harm your defence if you don't want to remain questioned so much later on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence, okay? You're not under arrest, alright? Just so you're aware of that. The reason I reported you is because they're traffic offences, okay? But you're not under arrest at this time.
I had the right to remain silent, but I didn't have the ability.
No, he didn't.
Good. Do you want to reply to that?
What traffic offences?
The ones I went through, so no insurance.
Which apply to motor vehicles and drivers.
Yeah.
Which I have strenuously explained to
we
you.
have to go by the law of the land.
Which is not the law of the land.
As a driver.
Which is not the law of the land.
Okay. I appreciate what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to go by the road.
But you're an idiot, sir, so we're going to continue.
Are you prepared to give me any identification of your driving licence?
I don't. As I told you, I rescinded my driving licence and no longer have one. Okay. I do not have any identification.
You sent your driving licence back?
I sent it back with a notice to rescission to rescind it.
Take it back! Take it back!
That's enough.
It terminates the contract that goes along with it.
Okay. Once you get the offences, I require your name and address. You basically that to me?
I do not have a name.
You don't have a name?
I do not have a name.
Dave's not here!
Okay.
Oh.
How long have you owned the car for?
I purchased this automobile 2 years ago.
Okay. Was it originally, when it was under the 04 plate, was it in your name? Because obviously the owner, the previous owner, you would have had to put in the logbook.
Indeed. I filled that in with the words without prejudice, which does not bind me.
Good.
I filled that document in with the words without prejudice.
Other
which
he's a
doesn't
moron.
bind me to that document because it had unrevealed clauses in it.
Okay then. But you did put it in your, as in you put your name on there, but you put it in there without prejudice.
Indeed.
Okay. All right. Give us a second. So what name did you put on the logbook?
Well, since you've been able to determine the original registration of this one.
There's nothing secret about it. All it will be is we can look at the chassis number, we can determine the original registration. And obviously that will give us a name. So there's nothing secret to that. I'm not trying to keep anything from you. But I'm saying it has come back with a name on the original plate. Check that that's the one you put on the logbook, that's all.
I'm glad to see that obviously my documentation went through since you were able to, from my insignia, match it to, so the DVLA have recorded it. Okay.
Yeah.
My name's Dave. I don't. It's not my name. It's been assigned to me. But you can call me Dave.
Have you got? Do you have a name on your birth certificate?
That's not
Does
my
your mum or dad must have
It's
given you
not
a
my
name?
birth certificate.
Your mum and dad must have named you at some point.
Yeah, it's not my birth certificate though.
All right. Okay. What did
It
your mum and
belongs
dad
to
name you then?
belongs to the Crown, and it's not to be used for identification.
All right. So what did your mother and father call you?
Dave,
And what surname did they give you?
I don't have a surname.
You don't. Right. Okay.
The cop's trying not to arrest you, dude.
I don't know it. I wasn't conscious at the time. Anything else is hearsay.
Some people are dumb.
Yes.
Yeah, really.
Like this guy.
So you don't know your date of birth?
No idea.
All right, Dave. Give us a second.
Okay.
Much later.
Extremely much later.
You're right to call me Dave.
Yeah, sure.
Is that what
That's
you're
what I'm
known as?
called.
Okay, Dave. Obviously, if you can't provide me any documentation, which you say you can't.
I just did.
No, in terms of what I'm asking for. So your license, MOT.
I already told you I do not have a license.
Okay.
I have rescinded it.
So are you not able to do through MOT or insurance?
I cannot produce those things to you at all.
Okay, no problem. And obviously, Shonda's not being insured. You're not willing to provide me with any identification.
I don't
In
have
terms
any
of
identification.
name and address, I cannot issue the summons. So therefore,
You're getting arrested.
You cannot issue a summons. I'm afraid that's your internal process. I don't have any identification.
Dave, I appreciate I've read what you've got. However, I have to go by what.
Indeed.
Okay.
What is it again? What is it?
Obviously, I don't want to have to end up arresting you for not providing details, but we're going down that route.
Hey, you're being stupid.
Evidence Act. I don't have to do that.
Under Section 24
of the Precinct Criminal Evidence Act.
Okay. Of PACE. So unfortunate I don't have my copy of PACE with me this time because under PACE you're required to have the basis of a criminal investigation in order to stop me, which is
your traffic infractions you've committed.
a criminal investigation.
Well, no, because it's anything's arrestable, isn't it?
Criminal investigation.
No, and for reporting for the issue of a summons, which I can't do because you won't provide any details.
I'm afraid, criminal investigation. That's your basis. And before we carry on, I've just got to tell you that my fee schedule is active since this guy has got me in. My fee schedule, which is detailed in the papers you're served with, is now active since I've been impeded. Okay. You basically need details of criminal investigation. So what is the nature of your criminal investigation?
It's in relation to the traffic offences.
Which is not a criminal
No,
investigation.
but it's obviously reporting an issue of a summons,
civil,
which I can't
isn't
do, can I? Because you're not providing with a name or address.
I've given you details, which are in.
They would go around in circles.
I have given you details.
Yeah, that's fine. You've given me a piece of paper. I don't know who you are. I don't know your address.
I do not have any identification.
Okay.
I never carry identification.
And just to clarify, you don't have an MOT, you don't have a licence, and you don't have insurance. Is that correct?
I have. I cannot provide you with those documents.
And why is that?
I have already explained to you.
Okay, so just clarify, why can't you provide me insurance?
I've received
because he's an idiot.
Yeah, I know the driving license.
I have deregistered this automobile. I'm travelling, exercising my right to travel upon the road in any manner I see fit.
You big dummy!
Thank you, Sanford.
I'm trying to be awkward with you. Please
I know,
understand.
I understand.
I'm only trying to do my job, alright? I appreciate
I appreciate you being an idiot, but stop being an idiot, please.
You have all the addresses you need.
you haven't given me one.
You have all the addresses. I cannot provide you one. You have all the addresses. You have all the addresses you need in my documentation. You have also.
Is there an address on your documents?
I've given you documentation. You can. If you look through it.
Obviously, as you said, it's your documentation. Do you have an address in there? I'll look through it if there is one.
I have. You have my documentation. You've read through it. I'll take it. You would see addresses in there.
Yeah, obviously there's pages.
Yeah.
So I can't read it at the side of the motor.
You know, like pages from CFAX.
No, I've gone through some of it. don't get me wrong, I have read over some of it. Okay. We've gone through the acts for it, because that's why we've checked them without obviously our control.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking, do you have an address?
I don't have addresses. I have a pair of addresses. And as I said,
do you not have somewhere where you live?
In my documentation.
He lives in an old cupboard with a shoe.
I'll go through it, alright?
Desperately trying to get Joinder. Definitely trying to get Joinder here.
What you talking about, Will?
Alexa.
By the way, the idiot put another caption up.
Alexa.
Hello. Definitely trying to...
Joinder is identifying me, the man, with a fictional identity, a person, a driver, or a government employee, is what he's claiming. Willis, thank you.
Alexa.
Hello.
I'm Paul. How are you?
I'm fine. Hello,
Good.
Paul. I'm sorry. Don't get into my private property.
Okay.
It would be called classed as trespassing.
Okay.
No, wouldn't.
Provide me with your driving license.
As I've explained to the other officer, I've rescinded my driving license.
So you're driving on a road with no driving license?
I've rescinded my driving license. I'm not driving. I'm exercising my right to travel, as documented in the Queen's Bible.
It is. Okay. Do you have any insurance in place on this vehicle?
I've already said I've deregistered the car. I've actually informed everybody, including the DVLA, the Ministry of Transport, the Attorney General, the Chief Police Officer of the Association of Chief Police Officers. Right? They are all receiving notification of what I'm doing.
So you
Being stupid? Got it.
I do not claim to have any documentation with me. I get the feeling they're going to do rather strong arm thing.
No, they're just gonna arrest you for being an idiot.
Can I have your identification? No, excuse me. I need your Sorry, I need your identification, please. I need to see some identification, please.
Hey?
I need to see some identification.
Okay. As well as doing false uniforms, you can also do false ID cards, but...
Indeed.
There's my identification.
Your name is Steve Morris?
Morris, M-O-R-R-I-S, 1671. And there's my other one for Bedfordshire as well, because I can do it in two forces.
Okay.
Okay, so listen to what the officers have just said there.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to deal with you. The problem is because of what's been going on, you're going to have to be arrested and put before the court. Obviously, it's your day in court to sort out all your bits and bobs that you're saying about the Magna Carta. The Crown Prosecutor, listen to me, sir. At least give me the right to say something to you. You've had your say, we're having our say now. They're saying, we will be taking you before the court. The Crown Prosecution Service has said they are not interested in what you're saying there. If it goes to court, it will be sorted out and the whole world will know about it. So can I ask you to step out of the vehicle so we can take you and put you before the court and they can make that decision. If you do not step out of the vehicle, we will have to enter the vehicle by force if required, and it will mean damaging your property. I don't want to damage the car, it's a lovely car, but it's saying, so will you get out of the vehicle now, sir, so you can be taken and put before the court?
I'm happy to get out of the vehicle.
Okay then, sir.
But I don't work for free. It's going to cost you...
So you'll have to sit that again.
I don't work for free.
Oh, yeah, there is recourse if you've been arrested falsely for you to actually claim against the police.
You have the right to be arrested.
Well, I have to let you know that I'll charge £20,000 to get out of this vehicle.
£500,000 on your piece.
Yeah, I know it does, but
okay,
I'm charging you
because I don't pay the bills.
I'm charging. Just let you know, I'm charging you £20,000 to step out of this vehicle.
Okay, then,
step that charge.
Out of the vehicle, sir.
One second, though. Let me.
Right. Let me stand up because
yes, sorry.
At my age.
Just write you an invoice.
Do you need me to sign it?
Yeah, absolutely. Let's sign it.
Yep. That's right. Coming up with on your paper, sir. Never mind.
Thank you.
Should have gone through, hopefully.
Yeah,
it's gone through.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I'll put your pen on your chair, sir.
Right, Adam. So I don't know your first name.
Dave.
Dave, do you want to jump out, Dave?
Yes, sir. 1 minute.
Alright. Yeah. Because you're unable to ascertain your credentials for the issue of the summons for traffic offences for arrest on the 6th of 24 place, alright? The time now is 4:27 PM. Obviously cautioned you earlier, but caution you again, you don't have to say anything that may harm the defence if you want to make questions, so and so on in court. Anything you do say may be given evidence. Do you understand that?
I do not understand, nor do I stand under that statement.
No, do you what I'm saying? I didn't say you agree with it. That's what I'm trying to say.
I do not stand under it.
That's fair enough. What I'm saying, just you aware, do you understand what the caution means?
I do not stand under it.
No, I don't mean that. Do you understand what I've said, though?
I do not stand up, that's all I'm going to say.
Okay. I just want to check you understand, that's all. Alright, have you got your bits in the other car? Is there anything else you need? You got your phone and things like that?
Yeah, well, depends on how long I'm going to have to leave that there.
Well, hopefully, I don't want to leave you to... Yeah, hopefully, well, unfortunately, though, your car will be seized under Section 165 by the Road Traffic Act.
Seized?
Yeah.
Okay, in that case, I have something... I've got paperwork that I have to do, I'm afraid. There's paperwork in the front seat.
But then you own it. Exactly for arresting.
Can I get paperwork that you have?
Yeah, we'll get the paperwork.
No, excuse me.
Right, Dave, what do you mean?
In order for you to seize this car, there's paperwork that you've got to follow. There's procedures that you've got to follow, just as I have to follow yours.
Yeah, Dave, he's telling you what the way's going to happen.
I know, sir.
We're not messing around, sir.
Please, I'm not messing around.
That you're trying to sort out.
Please.
We are not messing around here now. These officers are going to deal with you. And the thing is, the vehicle has been seized.
I need a signature. I need on my documentation.
I need documentation. You get a copy of it.
No, sir. I've got documentation that needs to be signed.
No.
Can I get my documentation?
So you've been arrested.
Can I get my phone as well and documentation?
Give me the keys.
No.
I'd pay £20,000 for this.
Sir, you paid £20,000 for me to stand here.
Yeah, give us a key.
Sir, please.
You can't fix stupid.
No, you can't. But how about we handle a soft sit more in court? It can let them be even more stupid. Why? Because it's fun. So, let's begin.
Okay, well, you're here, sir. Last but not least.
Blessing, sir.
Can I have your first and last name?
Yes, I'm here by special appearance, sui juris. Kevin Ladwig.
Can you spell your last name?
Ladewig.
Oh, here you are.
Oh, that cutie came in with a briefcase.
So, but for the record, we didn't talk. We haven't spoken. Right? Because it's not appropriate for me to do that. Okay, so this is TOW 822-54. Let's see. Okay.
May I ask one thing for the record?
I'm sorry?
May I ask one thing for the record?
Sure.
Are you on oath? Do you have a constitutional law?
Do we have a constitutional law? Yes, I took an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States and the state of Illinois.
Excellent.
I'm a practicing attorney, so. Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay.
Excellent.
So this is, all right, let me take a look here. So the underlying alleged charges are driving while license suspended, possession of cannabis less than 10 grams, speeding is not a basis for the tow, we've got no insurance, and then driving with expired license plates. So this allegedly occurred back on August the 10th of this year. So you're contesting the validity of the tow?
Yes.
Okay. So what would you like to tell me?
All right. Please let me finish.
Yeah, please let him finish, because he's got a whole lot of Supreme Court cases that he's going to cherry pick, just like he did at a traffic stop.
Oh, dear God.
As long as you're relevant to the proceedings, I'm happy to let you.
Very relevant. Very relevant, sir.
All right, I have an idea. He's going to list off a bunch of cases. Here's the thing. Let's do a contest. 4 questions. I need you to answer all 4. I'll give you an email address at the end. The winner will get a $20 gift card towards the store they choose. Deal?
Supreme Court decisions are considered the law of the land in regards to constitutionally protected rights, and they cannot be interpreted or reinterpreted as they are stare decisis, already reviewed and described as law. 1. Federal law and Supreme Court cases apply to state court cases. Howell versus Rose. 496 U.S. 356, 1990. No state shall convert a liberty into a privilege, license it, and attach it a fee to it. Murdoch versus Penn, 319 U.S. 105. If the state converts a liberty into a privilege, the citizen can engage in the right with impunity. Shuttlesworth versus Birmingham, 373 U.S. 262. Operation of a motor vehicle upon public streets and highways is not a mere privilege, but is a right or liberty protected by the guarantees of federal and state constitutions. Adams versus City of Pocatello, 416 P2D 46. The right to travel on the public highway is a constitutional right. Tech Lines versus Danford, Mississippi, 12 SO 2D 784 787. Anything that is a right cannot be subject to conditions or licensing. Lane versus Wilson, 307 U.S. 268 275. Every state law must conform in the first place to the Constitution of the United States and then to the subordinate constitution of the particular state. And if it infringes upon the provisions of either, it is so far void. Houston versus Moore, 18 U.S. 1, 5 LED 19.
Mr. Garrison, will you make him stop?
And the Constitution itself is in every sense a law. Carter versus Carter Coal Company, 298 U.S. 140, 296, 1935. No sanction can be imposed absent proof of jurisdiction. Standard versus Olson, 74. SCT 768. With no injured party, a complaint is invalid on its face. Gibson versus Boyle, 139 Arizona 512. The right of a citizen to travel upon the public highway and to transport his property thereon in the ordinary course of life and business is a common right which he has under his right to enjoy life and liberty, to acquire and possess property, and to pursue happiness and safety. It includes the right in doing so to use the ordinary and usual conveyances of the day, and under the existing modes of travel include the right to drive a horse-drawn carriage or wagon thereof, or to operate an automobile thereon for the usual and ordinary purpose of life and business. It is not a mere privilege, like the privilege of moving a house in the street,
In the middle of our street.
operating a business stand in the street, or transporting persons or property for hire along the street, which a city may permit or prohibit at will. Thompson versus Smith, 154, SE 579 at 583. Therefore, Federal Code Law, Title 42, Section 666, which indicates that we can't buy, sell, travel, trade, or work without a Social Security number, is seemingly in direct violation of the Supreme Court decisions which invalidate Title 42, Section 666. It is unconstitutional to require one to have a Social Security number and driver's license to travel. Criminal and statutory jurisdiction. All persons are presumed to know the law. If any person acts under any unconstitutional statute, he does so at his own peril. He must take the consequences. 16 A.M. Juror 177, 1781. Person is not criminally responsible unless criminal intent accompanies wrongful act. Cashel versus U.S. 39F 3D 1420, 9th Circuit, 1994. If an administrative officer or agency acts outside the scope of its authority or jurisdiction, its act are null and void. Doolin versus Carr, 125 U.S. 618. When federal officials perpetrate constitutional torts, they do so ultra vires and lose the shield of sovereign immunity. Williams versus U.S. Department of Agriculture, 815 F2D 369. Decency, security, and liberty alike demand that government officials shall be subject to the rules of conduct that are commands to the citizens. U.S. versus Olmstead, 277 U.S. 438, 1928. Remedy. The Constitution provisions that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor private property taken for public use without compensation, are intended as limitations upon the power of the government in its dealings with the citizens and relates to that class of rights whose protection is peculiar within the province of the judicial branch of government, and that the courts are bound to give remedy for unlawful invasion of rights of property by officers of any breach of government. United States versus Lee, 106 U.S. 196.
This sucks.
1882. I also would like to stand on the Fifth Amendment.
So by saying that, you're indicating to me you won't answer any of my questions, which you don't have to.
That is not what I'm indicating. I'm indicating that I have to be compensated for property that has been seized.
All right. So you apparently did submit a written motion or
yes,
to the Village of Lombard.
I did.
I read that, as part of the packet here. I reviewed the police report. And some various other documents.
I've got video on it also.
I'm sorry?
I've got video on it also.
Okay.
And then they did claim in the inventory report, they defamed my character by claiming that I'm a sovereign citizen, which is basically a known establishment. So by doing that, defaming my character on that, and defaming my legal documents, which are actually Supreme Court cites. So.
Right, yeah, and I've examined what you provided to the village.
I do have more if you'd like.
I'm sorry?
I do have more if you'd like.
Okay.
No, we wouldn't like.
Your position, I respect that.
Thank you, sir.
So, looking at records provided to me, it does appear that on the date of the alleged violation, you didn't have a valid driver's license. Is that correct?
In the state of Illinois, don't need a driver's license.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm showing that you didn't have a valid license. I also see that your plates were expired. Were your plates expired?
I'm on a contract with the Secretary of State in the Department of Motor Vehicle.
Okay.
So, yes, I've excluded myself from all the contracts.
Okay.
UCC 1308 without prejudice.
Okay. All right. So, because what I'm seeing from the record indicates that the plates were expired, and both of those are bases for towing of the vehicle.
It's not commercial.
Possession of the cannabis.
It's not a commercial vehicle.
Okay. Thank you. Did you also have cannabis on your person?
I did.
Oh man, that's some heavy.
Thank you, Teach.
I do.
Or was that Chomp?
Speeding isn't a concern for me. So as I said earlier, I'm an attorney. I've been doing these hearings for quite a while now. I have reviewed the documents and the citations that you have referred to me. I don't find them persuasive. You do have the right to travel on the public ways, but you have to have a valid driver's license, and you have to have.
By what law?
Well, hang on. I'll let you talk.
Okay.
Let me talk.
Very well.
Because we're on the record here, and I want to make sure. Yeah. So, and this is my finding, and the Supreme Court's very clear on points that, that right to travel on the public roads can be conditioned on things like having a driver's license for operating a motor vehicle, having valid registration on that motor vehicle. There's a host of things, and there's plenty of case law on that point. So, well, let me finish. So, based on that, and the fact that, there doesn't seem to be any issue of fact related to the validity of the license, the possession of cannabis, and the expiration of the license plates, I do unfortunately have to enter a finding liable. The amount of the administrative fee will be that $500 that I mentioned at the beginning of the hearing.
And you're going to compensate me then?
So that is not my rule.
According to the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
So that's my finding.
That's not a finding.
I'm not going to argue the case with you. As
Really?
I said in the beginning.
Okay. Under what jurisdiction?
As I said
Under what jurisdiction? You have no jurisdiction.
Okay, so if you're not going to let me finish.
Okay, go ahead. You're right.
You do have the right to file an appeal if you disagree with my findings. You have 35 days to file that appeal in the Supreme Court of the 18th Judicial Circuit. Okay? You understand? Get that right?
I do not understand.
Okay. Well, I've explained it twice.
I am asking.
So you should.
I'm asking and demanding that you honor your oath that you have taken.
Yeah, seize the power,
Thank you, sir.
And recognize the Supreme Court findings that I stated earlier.
Thank you.
I do not need a license. I do not need a license to drive my personal property, which is an automobile. Do not need it. Registration for a motor vehicle on an automobile.
Thank you, sir. That is not my finding. Alright, so we have that order printed up for you. You can get a copy from the service station over there.
Hold on. Get this right. This is not the end.
a.m. No one else is in the audience with regards to the ballot.
Remember, Charlie, there's a warrant for your arrest, but the answer you're back in your arrest.
Really, now I'm being accosted.
There's a warrant for your arrest. You are under arrest.
By what authority? You have not provided. You have not provided any documentation yet.
Yeah.
You have not provided any documentation.
We will.
I'm just not a resist.
Soon after.
Do you want her to take this?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes.
I got it. You good? Yeah. Go ahead.
A few minutes later.
You guys are slick, huh?
No, not slick.
You guys are breaking the law. Acting outside. Yeah?
That's true.
No. Alright.
Nice.
I'm not distracted like you guys.
Later?
Yes.
You want your friend to take this?
No.
Well, it's not going to go with you, so it's going to take off.
Take this.
I can actually. If you don't have anything on your person, you get arrested.
Alright. So refusing me on that now. Will you hold it then? So that way this stuff
It'll go with you. $100 there. Do you want her to take any of this stuff, or do you want it?
Yes, have her take that, please.
Ma'am! Ma'am!
Can you please take my money?
Do you want her to take this or no?
No.
Okay, well,
She needs to do this.
it's going to be put into property, so you're not going to have.
Alright, I'll have her take that. I will have her take that. Okay.
Alright, it's on? Smile for the camera. Okay, I'm done, Kevin.
Yeah, I think she's done, my friend. Okay.
Okay, before I run the little blurb, he's going to talk about his contest. Please note that it is not my contest, so I am not responsible for the prizes or the adjudication of the winner. I will play it through so you can hear it, though. He has 4 questions. Fill out. He will give you an email address to do so. I'll probably recap right when we're signing off so that you have that as well. But it is his contest and his way to determine who the winner is and to receive that $20 gift card. Sorry, a little under the weather tonight. So, with that being said, let's hear his 4 questions.
Now's the time. Are you ready? The contest begins with Max Headroom.
I'm going to ask you 4 questions about the film you've just seen. 4 questions. They're not difficult, but being able to count to 4 helps. Ready? Good.
Question number 1. How many Supreme Court cases did he cite to the judge? Question number 2, how many state court cases did he cite to the judge? Question number 3, what was he in court contesting? And question number 4, what was his name? First and last name. He gave it to the judge. Think on that.
Okay, now for the prizes.
And the prize includes a $20 gift card towards any online store you choose. Just email the answers to barflydiscussions@gmail.com. That's barflydiscussions@gmail.com. And if you win, you'll get a $20 gift card to any online store you choose.
Oh, look at that. You cannot beat that for a first prize.
Thank you, Max Hedrum. And I'm going to read that email off for you guys one more time, so you can't say that you don't have it. I can't even guarantee whether or not he has a winner yet or not, but that email is barflydiscussions, B as in boy, A as in apple, R as in Romeo, F as in Frank, L as in Lima, Y as in Yankee, D as in David, I as in Indigo, S as in Sierra, C as in Charlie, U as in Unicorn, S as in Sierra, S as in Sierra again, I as in Indigo, O as in Oscar, N as in November, S as in Sierra, and that is at gmail.com. So if you do choose to try, good luck. Till then, we will wrap this particular episode up as we have run long. Make sure you do come back for Art Bell in the overnight. Until then, like, share, and subscribe. Be kind to one another and get us to that goal of 50,000 views and 1,000 subscribers as we march along here from day one. Have a great evening. We'll see you in the overnight.